Hey, what's up? Duff here. Happy Sunday morning. I have just left my house and I am doing another Thanksgiving road trip in my Tesla. Last year I drove to Texas. That was kind of interesting. The drive there, if any of you have seen that video, the drive there was brutal. My planning there was very, very poor. It was it was a test of mental fortitude, to put it mildly. So this time I'm driving up to Pennsylvania. I'm driving up to Pennsylvania to see my brother, my dad, my stepmom, my other siblings up in Pennsylvania. So it should be fun. I'm giving myself more time this time. Leaving on a Sunday, I'm giving myself 2 days to get up there. And then I will be leaving the following Saturday, taking 2 days to return to Florida. So it should hopefully not be such a brutal driving experience as it was last time. That's the hope, at least. I'm not sure what kind of documentation I'm going to do, to be quite honest with you. I don't know that I need to do a stop-by-stop deal. And it's raining already. I'm so glad I washed the car yesterday. It's so funny. I dropped off Elsa yesterday at Allison's. Allison is watching Elsa for me. And I mentioned to her, yeah, one of the things I want to do yet is I want to wash the car. And she's like, why do you want to do that? I mean, it's just going to get disgusting driving, up and back to Pennsylvania. And of course, she's right. She's right. But I still wash it anyways. So, whatever. I mean, I don't have logical explanations for everything that I do, unfortunately. So anyways, yeah, here we go. I'll check in. I only brought my one wheel with. I didn't bring the T4. It's supposed to be freaking cold up in Pennsylvania. A lot of days, highs in the 30s. It's not going to be riding weather, at least not for me. So, but I do have my one wheel with, so I have something to ride around on if I have the need. So enjoy the adventure with me. I'm sure I will. You'll see my screen is rebooting as I'm in the middle of the highway. The reason for that is I just decided to add 1 month of full self-driving back to the car.
I don't like this, but then
I re-added full self-driving. I did this last year too for the trip to Texas. I added a 1 month subscription to full self-driving. Figured I'd do it again. Makes the trip even better, and it'll be interesting to see how full self-driving has changed since I last had it a year ago. I do like the automatic lane change, which is a feature of full self-driving, but it's also a feature of the new enhanced. You can now buy enhanced autopilot instead of paying the ridiculous, what is it, 10, 12 grand for full self-driving? I don't know, something insane. You can spend 6 grand, which is almost as insane, to get enhanced autopilot, which gives you almost all the same features as full self-driving, except I'm trying to think, what is it? There's one feature that's missing with enhanced autopilot. Is it the traffic awareness? The traffic control device awareness? I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. But anyways, it's nice to be able to just hit the turn signal and change lanes. I do miss that. So one of the cool things about road tripping on a Tesla is it's easy. It's stupid easy. Like when I tell people I'm going to take a Tesla on a road trip, they're like, "Oh man, how do you handle charging it? How do you know where to charge and when to charge and all that kind of stuff?" It's a no-brainer. The car figures it all out for you. It knows how much charge you're going to have approximately along the journey. It knows when you have to charge, and it will intelligently route you through superchargers, which is awesome. You don't really have to think about it. Like right now, it actually got me off the interstate and routed me through Central Florida up until Orlando. My first charge stop is not until 11:20 in the morning at the supercharger in Orlando. We're going up to Central Florida right now. Little scenic. Yeah, it's not bad to mix it up because I'm going to be spending a lot of time on the interstate. So, yeah, and especially with full self-driving, makes it even easier, even less to do. Now, once I enabled the beta, it's crazy how quickly. I mean, it just rebooted and I had full self-driving, but I did have to put it in park temporarily. So I could enable the traffic signal awareness and then navigate on full self-driving, which allows the car to turn at traffic lights and all that kind of stuff, which actually I have not experienced before. So that'll be interesting to mess with as well. So yeah, things are going good. I've only been on the road for hour and a half. So far so good. Long way to go, obviously. which had an interesting little change here come up on the navigation. It was wanting me to go to the Orlando supercharger, and it was saying at that time I would have like 13% charge remaining. Now all of a sudden it's directing me, we're going to be going to the Altamount, is it Altamount Springs supercharger? I guess. This is interesting. I'm not quite sure why the car thinks we need to do this, but when it comes to making sure you have juice for the trip, I got to listen to the Tesla. So Altamount Springs, here we come. What you're witnessing is the joys of I-4 in the Orlando area. It's almost always a cluster. So yeah, today's no different, and it's raining. Okay, so this is a pretty annoying scenario. The Tesla had me get off here at this Conroy Road. What are you doing to me here, car? Oh my God. All right, had me get off here. Terribly clogged intersection, terribly clogged. What the F? As I was getting down to, I don't know, 0.2 of a mile away, it said, okay, we're going to reroute you to a less busy supercharger. So what am I doing here? Okay, it's throwing me back out on Route 4. So yeah, this is annoying, officially. Okay, that was not an enjoyable first leg. I ran all the way down to 6%. I'm at Winter Haven Supercharger. I was trying to explain, I was basically, after getting routed to this exit that was a quagmire of cars. You know, I'm like 0.2 from the supercharger, says, oh, too full, let's go to another one. And I had to go back up on 4 and do an annoying U-turn and do a dangerous maneuver to hit the exit. And I mean, this was a long drive. I mean, I left at 7:45. It's now a little after 12. So this was over 4 hours. This is about as long as the driving segment goes on Tesla road tripping. So it's raining. It's chilly. It's 55 degrees here. It's kind of cold. But yeah, we got about 35 minutes of charge time. 35 minutes, so I have to pee like crazy, gonna eat, and we'll talk in a bit. Freaking freezing, man. Got my
they
shorts.
have to test if they're gonna be available on the
freezing. I got my shorts and t-shirt on. It's raining and 55 degrees. Whew. Oh man. Seat heater. Yeah, let's turn on that seat heater. I'm cold. So anyways, yeah, I just had my lunch here. We're at the Wawa. I don't know if you can see behind me, you can see this interesting color combination, Tesla Model 3, purple with gold accents. It's unique. Let's say that. It's a unique decision. So yeah, I'm hoping things get better from here. This was not an ideal first leg. Definitely not ideal. The next, it looks like the next, once I'm done charging, the next stop is going to be in Yulee, Florida, which I've never heard of. So yeah, whatever. It started. Let's see how it continues. Hey, what's up here? Yeah, I'm fighting off the post-lunch sleepies. Yeah, after having my sandwich, I'm feeling a little tired. It's one of the disadvantages of doing long road trips by yourself. Yeah, I've done lots of road trips over my adult life. Went out west a bunch, north, a bunch of them. And those were with Allison, and then later with Cindy. And it was nice that you were able to switch off. You know, I would normally always be the one that would do most of the driving, but it's always nice to get that small break, especially when you're tired. You know, I think this is the third road trip I've done solo. I went to Pennsylvania once in my Tesla Model 3, and then I took my Model Y out west to Texas last year by myself, and now I'm again trekking north to Pennsylvania myself once again. So yeah, road tripping by yourself, long, prolonged drives by yourself is not the best thing. I've been trying to just kind of shake my head. I was listening to the first half of the Eagles game, them not performing so well yet against the Colts, and yeah, just popping the Altoids, just anything to just try to keep my brain alert somewhat. And doing this is actually, talking to the camera is another way to help keep me alert. So I wanted to quickly talk about, this is a revelation that I had this week. And this is something that people have asked about, or I've talked about on live streams before. I think I might have talked about it in a video before. I've talked about it to individuals before a number of times. And that is the stark contrast in my ability to talk freely into a camera on a live stream as opposed to most of my conversations with human beings. And I always knew that I could talk much easier into a camera than I could to most people. But I never really got a good idea of why. And for some reason, it came to me this week. I think I know why. One of the things that I've been working on, I've been working on lots of things since I split from Cindy, self-improvement things. And one of the things I've been doing to help me with that is meditation. Meditation to clear my mind, to quiet the very busy mental processes that I normally have, and my brain is always going. And what I came to realize is one of those situations where my brain is going, my brain is working in overdrive, my brain is analyzing, is when I'm having conversations with another person, another human being. And what I am doing, and again, I didn't really think about this before, but what I am doing is when I am speaking to a person, I am looking at their body language. I'm looking at the way they're interacting with me. I'm gauging their level of interest in what they are saying to me, or how they are reacting to me. I'm doing this all the time, and the end result of me doing that is if I, because I'm have a strong inner critic. I'm critical of myself. Most people are to some degree, but I definitely am. And because of that, more often than not, the end result I will have when I'm talking to someone is oh, they're bored, or oh, they're not that interested in what I'm saying. So I stop talking, or I'll finish my thought, and there will be very little else, which leads to like awkward interactions at times. There are a few exceptions with people that I feel like I can speak 100% freely with, never feel that sort of weirdness, but for the most part that does exist. When I'm talking to a camera, that obviously is not a factor. Cameras don't have facial expressions. Cameras don't have feedback for me to read. Cameras are just cameras where I'm just talking freely into the camera, expressing my thoughts with no additional thought processing required. So yeah, it took nearly 55 years, but I think I figured out why I feel better talking to a camera than most human beings. You might not give an F, flying F, but yeah, something helped keep me awake. So thanks, guys. Check in with you later. I'm on I-95 now. My next charge point is actually in Georgia. I don't think I've ever gotten out of Florida with just one charge. That's crazy. I mean, this is the long-range model, but my next charge is in Kingsland, which is in Georgia, in a little over an hour. So yeah, and it's not raining so much anymore, so that's a good thing. So I'll check in with you later. Okay, still rolling through Georgia. Just left the Kingsland charging station. I remember hitting that one before. I've hit it a couple times.
Drive northeast on Interstate 95 north.
Oh, no.
Georgia 405
No,
north
no, I don't want to do that.
6 miles.
No. No. Anyways, I've been to that Kingsland charging spot several times. It kind of sucks. It's slow. There's not a lot of stuff around it. But what I just said no about is the car just and it's kind of annoying me a little bit. The car just decided to change the next charging stop to the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. And I recall going to that one before, and that was a freaking annoying pain in the ass. You had to go into the airport to like one of the back parking areas. I think I had to pay to get in. Had to go to one of these back parking areas, and it was on like the first floor of a parking garage, way in the back. Super inconvenient. I'm not going there. Tesla and I are going to have some words there. But what I'm noticing is, you know, like when I finished charging at Kingsland, it said, okay, well, you have enough to get to your next destination, which was in some town I forget the name of already. But it said I would have like 11 or 12% charge remaining when I got there. Then as I've been driving here, and it says, okay, well, now you're down to like 7% possibly when you get there. So I'm assuming it's trying to give me a bigger margin of error, but I don't want to go to that airport charging spot. It sucks. As I said, it sucks. So, yeah, part of the challenges of electric driving. I did get to listen to the end of I listened to the whole Eagles game. It looked like they were going to lose to the Colts, and they managed to come back in the fourth quarter and win 17-16 after being down 10-3 and 13-3. So they came back and won. So that's a positive. But now I need to focus on going to a different charging spot, because I am not going to that airport. Oh, one other thing that sucks. I'm trying to be upbeat. Sorry. In the past, in all my road trips, I never had to pay for supercharging, and that was because when I shot a lot of videos early on with my Teslas, I included my Tesla referral code in the video descriptions, and I had a number of people that bought Teslas off that referral code. And back then, the referral code would get you free supercharger miles, anywhere from 1,000 to, I think for a period of time they're giving 5,000 free supercharger miles. So at one point I had over like 30,000 supercharger miles. Well, Tesla came up with a great idea that said, okay, well, those supercharger miles, you know, they expire. You know, like it's a freaking gallon of milk. Why do they expire? It's stupid. Long story short, I no longer have free supercharging, so I'm going to be paying for all my charging along the way, which kind of sucks. And it kind of annoys me that they expired those supercharger miles. You know, if I earn something, like say I'm at a job and I earn $50. If I don't spend that $50 within a couple of years, does that mean that you get to take it back from me? No. So yeah, I'm a little annoyed about that. So okay, enough ranting. I promise I won't rant the next video. Hey, can you see me? Oh, maybe. Yeah, barely. I am in, where am I? I'm in St. George, South Carolina right now. I am at a supercharger that, it's decent. It's decent speed. It's in a Food Lion. Can you see that? Probably not. It's a Food Lion parking lot. I went into the Food Lion and got a couple snacks. I'm debating. The next charging stop that it is talking about is Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's a good haul. It's predicting right now I would not get there until 10:18 tonight. I'm thinking I should do it. I'm thinking I should go to North Carolina. It's going to be late, but if I do that, then it only leaves me about maybe 8 hours tomorrow of driving / charging. So I don't know. I think I would rather put in the effort to get to Fayetteville tonight. So I think that's the plan. Other thing of note besides the Food Lion is I also stopped at a charging stop that was in a bowling alley. This cool bowling alley. Here's a picture of it. Pretty wild. Had a couple slices of pizza there. That was my dinner. Very nutritious and delicious. And yeah. So that's what I like about road trips. It's totally random. You don't know what you're going to see, what kind of people you're going to run into. Like I went through a Dunkin' Donuts for my afternoon coffee, and there's this really nice young girl that was talking to me, and at the bowling alley there's a couple people. So you just never know what you're going to experience on a road trip. That's kind of why I like them. All right, so let's get this charging going and off to North Carolina. All right, it's 10:23 p.m. I'm in Lumberton, North Carolina, and what I'm doing, I'm going to stay here. I'm in North Carolina. I'm like 25 miles into North Carolina. I'm getting my charge done now, so tomorrow I can just leave instead of having to charge before I leave. There's various hotels around here, so I'm just going to find a place to crash. But yeah, I'm tired. let's see, I left at 15 minutes before 8, so this has been by the time I'm done, it'll be 15 hours altogether, so that's enough, I think. Like I said earlier, hopefully I'll only have about 8 hours or so tomorrow. I'm tired, but it is funny. As I was driving, it almost, in some ways, it reminds me of how I feel, or I used to feel, when I would run a half marathon. You would get into, and obviously not physically, it doesn't feel the same, but mentally, like you get into a point where you're just going and going, and it's like your brain is disengaged, you're just going. And that's kind of what these marathon road trips are like. You're just going. You're not doing a lot of thinking, you're just going. So, I went pretty far today, less to do tomorrow, but I'll put you back in the loop tomorrow. Sleep well. Hopefully I do. Oh, hi, good morning. Happy, what is today? Monday. It's Monday. Wow. Lose track of time when you're road tripping. Yeah, here's my room. Stayed at a Holiday Inn. Nice room. Had a breakfast at the attached Denny's. So that was okay, I guess. And I'm gonna leave, so let's go. I'm at my first supercharger stop in Halifax, North Carolina. This is like the most awesome supercharger ever. Yes, there's a Dunkin' Donuts right here. Dunkin' Donuts built right into the rest stop. Pinch me. I feel like I died and gone to heaven. So I'm sitting here supercharging. I have Andor. You can stream Disney Plus on your Tesla if you didn't know that. So I'm watching some of an Andor episode, and we'll continue. So yeah, awesome times. Oh hey, hand transition. Not been very good with those this time. Just got done eating my lunch. Charged in just a little north of Richmond, I believe. Still on track to hopefully arrive in Pennsylvania around 5 o'clock. Traveling today, much better weather. Blue skies. You know, yesterday was mostly rain. Most of my driving was in the rain. Let's see, what did I figure it was? 16 hours of driving? No, 14 maybe. Yeah, 14-ish. This morning when I woke up, it was in the upper 20s in North Carolina. It's now, we're up to a balmy 49 degrees. And to be quite honest, with a sweatshirt and jeans on, it feels fine. Don't mind it at all. So, yeah, weather's good. Things are progressing. And, yeah, no complaints really. Today should feel relatively easy compared to yesterday. So that is my goal. I'll check in. When I'll check in, I don't know. And transition. Welcome to Washington, D.C. traffic. I remember this from the last time I did a road trip to Pennsylvania. It sucked then. Guess what? It still sucks now. Okay, just finished what should be my last charging stop of the trip in Chevy Chase, Maryland. Very interesting. It was, here's a picture of where I charged. It was at the bottom of a building, a relatively new looking building, like in a parking garage. They had, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 Tesla parking spots there, but they also were connected to one of those Amazon grocery stores, which I've heard of but never been in personally. So while the car was charging, I went in there. It's insane, man. The technology in there is insane. You basically scan your credit card or your Palm, if you want to register your Palm. Scan your Amazon connected credit card in there. You walk in, because I asked someone how this works, and they said that once you do that, you basically become an avatar, and there's thousands of these scanners suspended from the ceiling, watching everything that's going on. And as soon as you pick something up from the shelf, it credits it. It assumes you're going to buy it. If you change your mind and put it back, it takes it out of your cart. So it's basically watching everything that you're doing. And then when you're done, you just scan your card again. It knows what you had. It bills your credit card, and you're done. You don't have to interact with the clerk at all if you don't want to. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy. I didn't buy anything, but it's still pretty crazy. Well, the second half of today is definitely less fun than the first half. Most of my afternoon has been spent in this quagmire of vehicles around the DC, and now this is, you know, I'm kind of circling the Baltimore area now. So my ETA has been pushed back an hour from what it originally was due to this fun. But the finish line is in sight, right? So let's be optimistic. Almost there. Yes, you're seeing total darkness. No, I don't really care. I'm approaching the end of the journey. I'm back on good old US 222. This road was like core to my existence when I lived in Pennsylvania, because I lived right off this highway for many years. So I'm like a half hour away from home, or from my brother's place. So I'm going to wrap up the video for now. I'll probably do maybe a separate one for the ride back if I decide to record that as well. So it's best to break them apart. So I hope you enjoyed the journey. Very loosey-goosey, no real form factor. Hopefully you found it entertaining. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Even though you can't see my thumb, it's up right now. And if this is your first time visiting the channel, please consider subscribing. If you're going to subscribe, you hit the notify bell. That's over there to the side where you can't see my hand. Yeah, feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts below. What are your thoughts about Tesla road trips? It definitely takes longer than if you're in a gas vehicle, definitely. You have to go into it knowing that's going to be the case. In my case, I like getting out more often anyways, you know, but some of my segments were as long as 4 hours, so that's plenty of time for me to drive. So anyways, guys, hope you have a great Thanksgiving. I'm not sure if you'll see anything from me before then, but if not, have a great Thanksgiving, and until next time, Duffman out.